Thoughts and questions just keep running through my mind, making me more confused. Do we love Jesus wrongly? Could the crucifixion have been prevented, or was it part of the plan? Jesus said he had to die, but why? Now, how are we to live in a relationship to all with the love that Jesus showed us? Jesus' love was unconditional, always there for me, all the other people who followed him as well. When I first met Jesus, I was lonely, rejected, not even able to love. Something or some things were inside of me, blocking my ability to live a normal life. When Jesus found me, he looked deep inside of me and chased out all of the negative roadblocks that filled the empty spaces with love. As Jesus moved on to the next person in need, I felt a strong urge to follow this strange man. Over the next 3 years, I followed him. Of what little wealth I had accumulated, I gave to some to help support Jesus and his followers. I helped women cook and clean campsites. I invited others to experience his love. Gradually, I came to realize that Jesus was not just some ordinary man. He was also the Messiah, the chosen one. God's Son sent to show us God and how much he loves everyone and wants a relationship with every single person. While explaining God's love to us, Jesus told us that he was going to die. No, why? Isn't there some other way? But Jesus said, "Look for me to rise from the dead on the third day after my death." I heard it, but the shock that Jesus was going to die so filled me with dread that I didn't even remember that part of the statement. A few months later, Jesus led us to Jerusalem. It was a joyous time. As we entered the city, the people crowded around, waving palm branches and chanting that he was the Messiah. It was a great parade. After the crowd dispersed, we celebrated the Passover meal in a borrowed room. Later, we followed Jesus to an olive grove to pray, and a few hours later, the temple guards surrounded us and arrested Jesus right on the spot. Now, everything that Jesus had told us began to play out right before us. The religious leaders held a trial and convicted Jesus of blasphemy. The next morning, the Roman governor allowed those leaders to pronounce the death sentence, and the Roman soldiers led Jesus to his death. The love on Jesus' face never faded. As his body weakened, his love became more evident. When he died and was buried, it took about 6 grueling hours for the time Jesus was nailed to the cross until he took his last breath. On Sunday morning, 3 of us women went to supply oils and scent fragrances to Jesus' body. However, as we got closer, we saw that the stone covering the tomb's entrance was moved away, and looking inside, we discovered that Jesus' body was gone. All 3 of us ran away, frightened and crying. I fell down just a little ways down the path, overcome with grief that somebody would steal the body of Jesus Christ. As I laid there sobbing, I noticed someone had walked up. Through my tear-soaked eyes, I asked, "Where have you taken his body? Tell me, and we will go get his body and bury him again." The person called my name, Mary. Immediately, I recognized his voice. I reached over and I wrapped my arms around him and his legs. "Oh, Master, you're alive." And as I spoke, all of Jesus' teachings came flooding back. They are true. Everything he said, all is true. The promises, the teachings, the love, it is all true. God's sacrifice for us is true. The forgiveness of sins is true. Eternal life with him is all true. Then Jesus spoke again. "Mary, have you please go and speak of me and tell all of the disciples." I said, "Yes, Lord, I will go, but don't expect me to stop with just the disciples. I want to tell the world. He is alive, and I love him, and he loves me. All he taught is true. He is alive.